There we go. Hi everybody, Miss Georgia here. And today's project is Tessellations after the artist M.C. Escher. I don't know if any of you looked him up, but you should. He's interesting. I'm going to put the spelling of the name and some links somewhere in this video, so you can look him up later if you haven't done it already. Here's a picture of him working on wallpaper design. He did a lot of different types of artwork, but one of the things he's really well known for is these interlacking patterns. I'll show you some examples. I think I showed you one in the teaser. Yeah. See, this is one. See all those bird shapes? No, these could be colored different colors, or they could all be black or white. I kind of like the way these show up together. So we're going to make something kind of like this, a little bit simpler. What you're going to need is an index card if you have it, you know, or kind of a stiff piece of paper or a piece of cardboard or something about this size. Eraser, blending stump, ebony pencil, Scotch tape, and scissors. I don't see my little scissors, so I've got my death scissors here. Okay, so gather up your supplies and we're gonna jump right in. And away we go. Okay, we're back. So first take your index card and let's cut this in half. We want this to be smaller. Okay. First we're going to make a square. Do you remember how we checked to make a square? We fold a triangle. Do you remember that? Anybody who does origami is probably familiar with that. Okay. But I think we've done this before for other projects. So remember, you fold it into a right triangle. Take your scissors, cut that end off, and I think I'm going to trim off that little fuzzy part because I don't really want it. So now you've got a little square piece of paper. Keep bumping my camera, sorry about that. And I think I'm going to move this so it doesn't get too confusing. Okay, what we want to do first, take your square and you're going to make a small line. It can be wavy or jagged or sort of straight. I'm going to keep the pattern pretty simple for now. Once you know how to do it, you can make them as fancy as you want. My blending stump here. So we're going to start at this corner and then at that corner. We're only going to go up so far. So in fact, if you want to make yourself some little guidelines, try not to go past that edge. So I'm going to start at this corner and make a line like that. And then you're going to do the same thing on this corner, only change your line a little bit. I think I'm going to make that shape. Okay, so then you're going to cut these out. Can you see that? Trying to keep an eye on my camera. Alright. Whatever you cut off one side, you're going to tape on the other. You see what I did? So I'm going to take a piece of tape. You can use Scotch tape or masking tape. All you need to do is get that end stuck on there and line it up as best you can. If you can get these corners lined up, that's great. It doesn't have to be perfect, but close, okay? Now I'm going to cut out this other shape. See why I said to keep it simple for now. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take the shape we cut out here and we're going to bring it over and tape it on to the opposite side. So all of our straight lines are gone. Our square has just turned into a tile. A tile that's going to do something fun. If I can get this lined up. There we go. Okay, use an extra couple of pieces of tape if you need to, because we're going to use this as a stencil and trace it over and over. Okay, so now grab a piece of paper, like copy paper or loose leaf paper. Mine's square, but yours doesn't have to be square. It can be a rectangle. It doesn't matter if it's a square or a rectangle. And pick a spot in the center of your paper and trace your pattern. I'm just going to turn it any which way I want. Can you see the edges? It's kind of hard to see the edges on this camera, but I'm going to kind of push my pencil against the edges there and trace this as close to the edge as you can. You'll see why that's going to be important in a minute. Okay, now here's the fun part. Find where this pattern locks to this pattern. So I already see this line here is the same as this one. So I'm going to line that up. And I'm going to trace it again. Can you see what I'm doing? Take your time. Okay. Now let's see where this one fits. Looks like it fits about right there. Now I'm using a small piece of paper. I'm hoping you use a bigger piece of paper, because this can go on and on. If you have a really big piece of craft paper or newsprint, you can make, let's see, does that fit? That doesn't look right to me. Oh yes, it does. You can make wrapping paper, wallpaper, book covers, all sorts of things. Oh, kind of looks like a quilt or something. See how these all fit in? Now, M.C. Escher. He was a Dutch artist, a graphic artist, who made mathematical woodcuts. So I think he was kind of, woodcuts is a way of making a printing plate to do prints. You know what prints are, we've done them before. He made prints of wallpaper and fabric and a number of things. He really wasn't accepted as an artist until he was about 70 years old, which is sort of sad because I think he only lived to be about 74, but wait till you see all the cool things that he did. You really need to look him up and see about M.C. Escher. You know what M.C. stands for? It stands for Mauritius Cornelius Escher. That was his name. Okay. So I'm going to start zooming along here to save us some time. And again, what we are making is a tessellation. And a tessellation is basically a repeated, it's art that's made out of a repeated shape or pattern. that covers a whole surface without any gaps in between. So they're sort of like puzzle pieces, but you know, puzzles are sort of random shapes and these are not. There's a little bit of a system to this. Okay. I'm probably repeating myself, but tessellation is another word for tile or tiling. So if you see like a tile floor that has an interesting pattern in it, you're probably looking at a tessellation. You can look that up. I think it's a cool word. It's good to know how to spell it. Okay, so there's my pattern, all made from what started out as a square. So to make it kind of interesting, you can do a number of things with this. You can color these in. You can make a checkerboard sort of thing where you have a light, dark, that sort of thing. But I think it's kind of cool to take your blending stump, and remember how I said in one of our other videos, I'm going to get some graphite on here. You can use blending stumps to blend when you're shading, but you can also use them to add dimension to your drawings by getting some graphite on there. Alright, see what I did? So let's take a corner of each one of these and gently smudge it in a little bit. And let's do that in the same spot on each tile. So on each tile, since I started at the point here, isn't that cool? If your blending stump starts to run out of color, out of graphite, you can just kind of dirty it up on your little patch here. Got it? Alright, I'm gonna quickly zip through here. Alright, I'm gonna pause this and kind of finish this out and show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, I'm popping back on to show you what this is starting to look like. And I kind of like those darks and lights so much, I decided to take my pencil and darken this up a little bit. I want to have it be a little gradual. I don't want it to be too extreme. But I'm going to do that, and I'm going to kind of blend. So I want some that are lighter and some that are darker. So after a while, after you do this, you might see some shapes in what you're doing. You might see animals. I'm kind of caught between thinking this looks like a melting ice cream cone or a very fluffy quilt, or maybe fields from high above. Or what do you think this looks like? Maybe some shrubs or bushes in a landscape, something like that. Let me show you a couple of other ones that I did if I can find them. Yeah, here's another one. See those shapes that are repeated on there? I thought that one looked a little bit like theater seats, like in an auditorium. I was going to make that look that way. And you can change these to look like whatever comes to mind. Okay, and here's some fish. So I had this shape that I was tracing over and over. You can see each one of these tiles, and it was just the outline, but I thought it looked a little bit like fish, so I put little fins on each one of them and some bubbles and a little eye. Maybe I'll make that even more expressive. So whatever you do on each tile, you need to repeat it. So, yeah, have fun making those. I think they're kind of neat. I'm going to show you those pictures one more time. Okay, so we've got our bird pattern. Our artist, Mauritus Cornelius Escher, M.C. Escher. And this is one of his artworks. You'll probably see that if you look him up. Pretty cool, isn't it? That looks like so many things to me. And here's one more that I had done earlier. I thought all of these little tiles kind of look like people scrunched on a train or a bus. So I put little eyes on all of them, and I might add some more details. And there you have it. Tessellations, everybody. I would love for all of you to try this, and I would like to see what you do with them. Like I said, you can use some crayons or markers and color them in. You can do a lot of things with them once you have the design. So let's see where your imagination takes you, and I'd love to see you bring some of that artwork back and show me on another day. Alrighty, see you next time. Bye.